Hello and welcome to the Be-Cray Podcast, episode 2, with my illustrious guest and one of my best friends in the world, JDAnime.
Hey man.
Hello, buddy. So my mate JD, he's a streamer over on Twitch with 95 followers currently and slowly counting. He is also a gamer, most notably known for streaming games such as Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, Osu, a rhythm beat map game, Call of Duty, and much, much more.
Indeed.
So, the first thing I have to ask you, as I do with everyone, why the name JDAnime?
It's a good question. You know, in general, I'm not very good at coming up with names for myself. And I'm going to take in a little history of my my usernames and where it all started. So, I had this friend in school who got me into gaming and stuff. Helped me set up my first Club Penguin account and my Xbox account. And his name's James, and he helped me choose the name Cheese Guru 123.
Cheese Guru.
Yeah, that was my first name. And I didn't come up with it myself. My next name after that was what was that? That was, if I had to choose which one come first, it'd probably be A2 Tanix D2 after that, which I didn't come up with myself. Actually, I did come up with that myself, except the A2 and D2, because that was a clan thing, you know, Xbox days.
Yeah. Which I remember very well.
Yeah, that's some good times back there. I miss them. So I didn't come up with that one. Don't know which one was next, but then we had UKB Mala, and the UKB was the clan bit, UK's best, and then Mala was for malicious, which I think Elliot or someone came up with for me, with the clan. And then the next username I had was JD Exclusive, which was a god tier name. That was pretty good. It was, you know, exclusive instead of exclusive, you know. And that was meant to be JD Exclusive Productions, a YouTube channel with me and my friends, which we filmed at Jack's house, JW. And we filmed a little video, you know. I was disgusting, looking at myself, because I think it was Jack zoomed right into my face. I hated that. But
you always find those moments when you go for things that you created when you were a little bit younger.
God.
And it's not necessarily always cringe, but you're kind of like, oh no, why did I do that? What was I thinking?
Yeah, I know that so well. I went through my Facebook messages to people the other day from when I was in school, and it makes me hate myself a little bit.
No.
What was I doing? God, how did people put up with me? But yeah, that and also Facebook messages as well, just on posts. They were really weird as well. But,
so as you say, at that point, it was JD Exclusive still.
Yeah, JD Exclusive.
Where did it go on from there?
So it was like that for a while. I had it as my name for pretty much everything since then. Until, I'm not sure, I decided to make a YouTube channel. This is my old YouTube channel where I uploaded anime openings. And I didn't want JD Exclusive, so I turned the JD, which are my initials, by the way, into JDAnime, and changed it into that. And that channel did really well.
You had quite a few subscribers, didn't you?
Yeah, I had nearly 2,000 in the end. I found a screenshot a while ago, but I did lose my whole Google account for YouTube, which had like 7 YouTube channels with different stuff on from copyright. That was fun.
That sucks.
So that's how it is now.
It's not as if you were using it to make money. It was just something that was done out of passion.
Exactly. Like some of these, I upload. I got the highest quality of these openings I could find, and they weren't uploaded anywhere else. These days, some of the studios like Funimation and Crunchyroll upload themselves. But back then, they didn't really do that. And when I uploaded it, it would get content ID'd. I wouldn't make any money from it, and they said you can use the video, but we make the money. Stuff like that.
Which is fair enough.
Which I was fine with, you know. I just like seeing everyone enjoying the anime music and commenting and sending loads of support. You know, I got lots of people watching, and it's really nice. But people just Not people, just. But in the end, I got copyrighted because the studios, the people with the rights, just decided, okay, randomly striked after we've said it's okay for like a year. We're just taking it down, which it's really annoying. And the worst thing about losing your YouTube account, is you lose all your playlists, all your likes, all your subscribed channels, and it's the most horrible thing ever. And there's no way to get them back unless you reclaim and claim it.
It's like a complete purge of all of the stuff you've been working towards and building up over the years.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I don't blame the system, but it's just annoying that there's nothing I could do. I would have removed all the videos they wanted to, and it's just the fact that they said it was okay for so long.
Yeah, that's the thing. That would have probably really annoyed me. It's like it's completely fair enough if they didn't want it there, and it's completely fair enough if you've been told that they didn't want it there. But then when you're told that, right, we're going to take the revenue from these videos, but it's absolutely fine to keep them up, and then down the line when you think it's safe, it gets completely taken away. It's a bit of a kick.
Yeah, and I made more channels after that. I did JDAnime 2, JDAnime 3.
Right.
And now I'm just back to JDAnime, but I don't upload that stuff anymore. I just gave up. They got loads of views, like 500k on one of the fairy tale ones.
The YouTube copyright system and content ID, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing, but I'd say it's very flawed in certain areas, and I think it does a little bit of a disservice to people who want to create formative content or things in fair use, something that they've done for a passion, rather than people who are trying. Without saying particular names, there are YouTubers out there who upload entire anime episodes with their reactions, and you probably know exactly who I'm talking about. And
there's people.
There's nothing wrong with them doing that, apparently, even though it's not like a 2-minute opening or ending; it's an entire episode. But
people upload the whole episodes just on their own as well, which is fair enough.
So that was your early stint in YouTube.
Yeah.
So you now have the moniker of JDAnime.
I do.
Or let's transition this into streaming.
Streaming. Woo!
You stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/JDAnime. How would you explain your content to someone who doesn't know what Twitch is?
Well, Twitch is a streaming service where, unlike YouTube, a pre-recorded video, you can interact with people in real time, pretty much, unless there's a delay, which makes it a lot more fun, in my opinion, to create the content. You can have people come hang out. It's like a group hangout, really. And people can comment and support you playing games, doing whatever you want. There's lots of stuff you can do on Twitch. And you can just talk to the camera, talk to your fans. And it's really fun. And that's pretty much Twitch. I mean, Twitch is quite hard to explain to some people, like some of my relatives and stuff don't really understand what it is.
What sort of content would you say you make in terms of what games is it that you usually play?
Right, so you mentioned some earlier, and it's I do usually play games. I do sometimes go just chatting in between stuff, but I usually play Smash Bros.
Which is in particular, the just chatting section is one of the most popular on Twitch.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, just chatting just sort of covers everything that's not actually playing a game in general, but there are categories for specific stuff as well. So yeah, I play Smash Ultimate with King Chubbs and sometimes Killer CC Cody as well. Haven't played much recently, but that's really fun playing against each other. And we sometimes have people come in from the chat to come play and usually wreck us because we're pretty bad. I got bad.
I would disagree. Thanks, you're quite good.
Quite good. Yeah, thanks, man. Also, Romeo, he comes in sometimes. Some good matches against him. Does Brandon have Smash? I can't remember.
Yeah, he does.
He does. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you guys have actually had a fight.
Yeah, I don't think we've matched yet, but maybe that's something we could do in the future.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. Yeah. So that's one of the main games I stream. Also, Osu, is really fun because it's a nice chill game where you can just play songs and have a laugh with the singing along while trying to concentrate.
Really quickly, explain what a beat map / rhythm game is.
A rhythm game basically gets a song and makes it in a way so you have to click along or do some sort of interaction with your keyboard or whatever to go along with the song. So I don't know if you've heard of Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, of course.
It's basically that, but they take all sorts of forms, like on your mobile, clicking with your fingers when the beats go over circles and stuff like that. And this is like either with your mouse or a tablet, which you hold a pen in it. Where your pen is on the tablet is where your cursor is on the screen. So you can move those around, and you want to have it on the circle, and then click along with the song. That's the normal mode of Aussie. To put it complicatedly, I was gonna say simply, but it might not be easy to understand.
So how long have you been streaming for?
Consistently, maybe a year-ish, more consistently. But my first streams were quite a while ago.
Do you remember what year you started your Twitch channel?
Started my channel. I'm not sure when I made the actual account. I could probably check at some point, but I believe I started streaming either end of 2017 or early 2018, and that was playing Fortnite in season 2. Was it?
Yeah, it would have been
season 2. Streamed that a couple times.
Back when Fortnite was palatable.
Yeah, that was a weird time. Me, you, and Cody squadding on Fortnite. We got
crazy.
A few wins.
It's crazy to think that was 3 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my god, it is. I keep seeing stuff that's like been a year since I've done on Twitch. And I'm like, what? Been a year already? It goes too fast. Getting too old now.
So obviously you've given some backstory there as to when you started and your rough how long you'd been streaming for, even if it wasn't consistent, roughly at that time.
Yeah.
What was it that made you start streaming? Was it a way of you trying to earn money for yourself, or did you start streaming as a way to put yourself and your friend group out there?
I think it could be a bit of all, really. I mean, when I started, people never think they can actually make. People would like to earn money from it, but they never expect to do it or think it might happen. But that wasn't really why I started. The first stream I did was, I think it was just cool seeing all these streamers like chat to people and share their experience and stuff they enjoy on a platform with loads of people. And I just thought it was really cool streaming. That's why I started it.
Have you been able to monetize your content and earn yourself any money?
A little bit. On Twitch. I actually did make like £1 something on YouTube, but on Twitch. That was from what video was that from? Just general stuff. I was with some partnership company, and I made like £1 something on PayPal, which was fun. But I didn't really think that I would make some. But on Twitch, it's been a bit different. It works differently. You don't need to get like on YouTube. You need to get 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. But on Twitch, the standards for getting affiliate aren't too tough. They can be, but it just takes a bit of time and dedication.
Is it 50 followers?
50 followers, yeah, that's right. 50 followers is one of the harder bits because it takes a while. But another thing is keeping 3 average viewers,
right?
Which I managed to do last year.
You want to you need to ensure that you're keeping people entertained so that you will have an average of 3 viewers per stream.
Yeah, that's right. And you just stream for a certain amount of hours, etc.
For someone who doesn't know, how does that work? Is that an average of 3 viewers per stream, as in 3 people there at the same time per stream, or an average of 3 views per stream?
So it goes by your overall average of all your streams within that month. So if most of the time you have 3 people watching, then it should be okay. But it might be slightly under 2 when people come and go. But you have to stream for 7 days or 8 days, maybe. It's been a while since I looked at it. And you have to stream for a certain amount of hours as well. Once you've got that in the month, if you meet all the requirements for affiliate, 3 average viewers over all that time, then you can apply to become an affiliate.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So obviously that's a nice little dip in the water for the JDAnime name and the JDAnime Twitch channel. But let's take it a step back. Let's talk about your earlier life. So get a little bit of backstory. Roughly, where did you grow up?
West Sussex, by the seaside. It's not bad here. Not too much to do, but you can always travel for that.
Would you say that West Sussex is a nice area to live?
Yeah, we've got lots of nice stuff here. Nice countryside, etc. I think. People underestimate it, I think.
Obviously, being in West Sussex, you would have schooled in West Sussex.
Schooled.
You got schooled, son. How did you find schooling for you? Did you enjoy it or did you hate it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, from primary school, it was up and down, really. At the end of like year 6, the last year of primary school, everyone got along with everyone. Everyone liked me pretty much. But at the start, I suppose I had a few friends, and then I got a friend group, which was really nice. We used to chat about Pokemon, etc. Poke Pals, which was fun. And it wasn't too bad primary school. I don't remember it very well. You remember a few moments here and there, but
there's certain moments that will forever be ingrained in your mind.
Exactly. I still remember my first day a little bit, but I remember I was really crying.
Oh, no. A memory I have specifically of both of us being at secondary school or high school in America.
Yeah.
There was a science block where they had all the science.
Oh God.
And there was a number of lockers up on the
Yeah, there was. Can't remember my number.
And I remember, for whatever reason, our group of friends decided to transform a single locker into a disgusting ecosystem of decaying food as a joke.
Oh God. It's great.
I think we did it as a joke and we forgot about the food being in there.
Yeah.
I went back and it was.
Oh my God.
Horrible.
Waiting outside of the food tech / science room and opening up that locker was quite a stench came from there.
Some say the smell is still there all these years later.
Yeah, at the end we cleared it out. We didn't want anyone to have to deal with that. I'm sure the smell still. You probably have to get rid of that whole locker block. Honestly,
it lingers. It still lingers.
If they still got it, still got that lock up there.
So some for what you can remember, some fairly decent movies from the earlier school life. Are you currently in further education?
I was, but I was in college for 4 years. Surprisingly, it's quite a long time for what I did.
What was it you were studying?
I was doing IT in general, I suppose. IT something. We started. Did we start in the same? We started in the same course, didn't we?
Yeah. We were together.
Yeah. So me and you.
I transitioned away later, but that's a story for another time.
Yes. Yeah, we both just met each other. I think I don't think we knew about that we'd both be in it when we started, did we?
I don't know. I don't think. Now I think about it, because I've never actually thought about this, but
yeah,
I think we did just meet each other there. Obviously, we knew each other anyway.
Thank God we did.
But then we just met each other there.
Yeah. Yeah. At the time, I was thinking about what to do, and another friend from school was supposed to be going to do level 3 IT. Cameron. I was supposed to do it with him, but I didn't get my was it English, which was fun. So I got put on the level 2, which meant I thought I was not going to know anyone there, and boom, there was you, Anthony,
Yes.
and Kieran, and
Yeah, Kieran.
Kurt wasn't on that thing. No, I thought
No.
Kurt was with us for some reason. Yeah, which
Obviously,
is
it's
cool.
The same sort of plan with me, because I would have liked to have done the higher IT course originally, but
Yeah,
I got
that's the goal.
every single qualification except for maths.
Yeah, we were opposites.
But at the end of the day, in my opinion, it worked out absolutely fine.
Yeah, it's all about the journey.
Yeah, so that's fair enough.
Yeah.
In terms of that, like, with your early life, your personal life, and all that, have you ever travelled abroad? Whether
Abroad.
that be with a school, college, or a family member?
Yeah, I have a few times, not too far from home, but I never went on a trip with the schools out of the country, which is the same. I heard some funny things about the France trip. Someone
Yes.
like fell into a human height puddle or something.
Yeah.
Did you remember hearing that? You weren't on it, were you?
I was there.
You were there.
It was Henry.
Oh, it was Henry.
weren't
Yeah,
saying
I heard about that.
but it
Yeah,
was
it's
Henry.
brilliant. Yeah, I miss those school days. It was great. Secondary school was great for me.
It is lovely to look back and think about how easy it was.
Yeah.
How good we had it.
Just mucking around with your mates. Good times.
But yeah, which countries have you visited?
So there's not normal England. I've been to Wales, Northern Ireland, France, and Spain. I believe all those are all the ones I've been to with family. Yeah, family. I think they were all with family.
Yeah.
They were good times. When I went to Northern Ireland was quite a long time ago to visit a family friend, and I can't quite remember it very well. Except like going up their stairs. And I remember their staircase well. Must have been really nice.
And obviously you can pick out the countries that you've been to. Was there a favourite country that you had been to, or one of the particular trips to said country, which was your favourite experience?
Wales was really cool, actually. I really liked the Doctor Who experience in Cardiff. That was really cool. A big fan. Also got my first iPad there. That was a good time. Used all my money. Went to an Apple shop. Took photos in the hotel room. Still gone.
Yeah.
I think that was like 2016 or maybe. I'm not sure. But I also really liked going to Spain and France. They were really amazing. So hot. Spain trip, like you just walk outside at night and it's just boiling, so humid.
It's absolutely baking.
Yeah, it's mad. And you walk on the sand and you're just burning your feet. It hurt.
I remember I went on a holiday to Mallorca. That's a small island just off the coast of Spain.
Yeah.
And I remember the first day I went there, me and my cousin, it was in 2014. And we spent 7 hours from the time we got there in the pool outside in 38-degree heat.
Blimey. You must have been raisins shriveling up.
And because we were in the water, you don't feel it.
Yeah, that's true.
But that night, it's fair to say,
God.
I definitely felt it. And yeah, but great memories. And it's to anyone out there, if you ever get the chance to go abroad to somewhere, please do it. It'll be a brilliant experience for you. And it's always nice to, whether or not it's learning a new culture or just seeing the sights, being a general tourist, it's definitely something I'd recommend. Back onto the point of yourself. You're a gamer, like me.
Yes.
We play video games.
Big gamer.
Do you remember the first ever game you had as a kid?
Yes, I think I do. I believe my first console, I think I could ever play a game on, was a Game Boy Color. And my first game, pretty sure, was Pokemon Blue, which is was part of the first in the set of the first English Pokemon games, the main series, or just in general. And I really loved playing that game. Me and my sister used to play it all the time. Never completed it.
Right.
Just would always get stuck. I always forgot I never knew how to get past Snorlax. It just was always in the way. But we had fun just constantly battling, just doing the same battles again and again. And it's just really just like something you could only do as a kid, you know, that sort of fun.
I've obviously I know what Pokemon is, but I've never really gotten into it, watched it that much. I've never really played any of the Pokemon games. For anyone who doesn't know what Pokemon is, what is the general premise behind it?
So there's these creatures who a lot resemble creatures in real life, like, well, I say real life. Some of them are based off like dragons, but like mythology and stuff. But some are based off like rabbits, mice, and like Pikachu, and the mouse Pokemon. And you go around on an adventure as like usually a 10-year-old kid. You're just allowed to go out into the world as a 10-year-old kid on your own and capture these creatures and use them to adventure the world, battle opponents, become stronger, try and defeat the gyms, try and win the league. That's the general premise of Pokemon in general. My phone. Yeah. That was my first game. But I also had Zelda.
And in terms of the games, obviously you said it was Pokemon Blue.
Pokemon Blue.
What do the different names represent? Has that got something to do with that particular game will feature different generations of Pokemon?
So there's different generations of Pokemon, but
and
with
now,
the different colours.
Every Gen 1 Pokemon in 30 seconds.
3 seconds? I probably could name them all, but it'd take me forever to remember some of the more obscure ones. But
anyone
151.
Anyone listening, type in the comments how many Gen 1 Pokemon you can remember. Anyway, carry on. What the differentiality between the games?
So basically, to make more money, there's different versions, blue and red, and they've got different. One's got Blastoise, the blue Pokemon, and one's got Charizard on. And basically, they've got version exclusive Pokemon, so you have to buy both games or trade with another game.
So it's a smart business decision, really.
Yeah, it did them well. That's why they're so big today, part of it, I'm assuming. So you wanted both games to be able to get all the Pokemon. Usually, like if you have siblings, you get one each, and then you can both play and trade and catch them all. So I do like it, even though it's not scummy, but it's a smart tactic.
Yeah, of course. And plus, if someone's a massive fan of the series, you know, it's extra content for them, isn't it? If they want to have it. Yeah,
they also release like a best of both worlds version sometimes. Like we had Sapphire and Ruby, and then we had Emerald, which has got sort of the best of both things. And so they had a third game sometimes.
Okay. What's your favourite game ever?
That's a hard one. There's been so many games I've loved over the years. Pokemon, one of my favourite games of all time is definitely Pokemon Diamond, which is Generation 4, which came out in like 2007 in Europe. And I just have so much playtime, so many fond memories of me and my sister playing that. And so that's one of them. Even though Pokemon Platinum is probably a better game and better pace. But that's the one I grew up with, you know. That's the one that sticks in my heart. And so that's probably my favourite like Game Boy Nintendo game.
And that's the one which
back then
generally stands out as having the biggest emotional connection to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Are there any video games which are coming out in the near future or in a few years which you're particularly excited about?
Yeah, I mean, content-wise, I'm looking forward to more Smash Ultimate DLC, more characters.
Yep.
I'm excited to see who they bring. I'm hoping for a One Piece character, as unlikely as it is. But
that would be very cool.
Yeah, if actual completely new games, I just remembered, should have thought this instantly. Elder Scrolls 6. That's the game I'm looking forward to most, I think. Also GTA 6. Both of them I can't wait for. I love Skyrim, love GTA 5, GTA in general. Elder Scrolls in general. I know you looking forward to those as well, I believe.
100%.
100%. Cool. I thought you might say you weren't then. Don't even know you.
Slowly computing, it's like it's almost the
100%.
The love for them was so much, is that it almost overloaded my brain.
Yeah, I
couldn't reply instantly.
Let's take a second.
Maybe if that is the case, let's move on from gaming. Let's step into a different realm of media consumption. Let's talk about film and television.
Whoop.
So we've
Great.
talked about the gaming side of things. So film and TV, and more specifically, as we'll get into, as your name entails, anime.
Whoop, whoop.
So, do you have a favorite TV show or film?
TV show or film in general that's not anime, we'll talk about first.
Yeah.
Will probably have to be Friends.
Cracking choice.
I love the series so much. I watch it almost every night.
I love it too.
It's like my safety, my comfort zone. Listen, watching Friends, all my troubles melt away. Always gets me through the night.
It is a very good feel-good show.
I cry so much. Like I had to skip Chandler's engagement proposal again. Those 2 episodes. I didn't want to cry that late at night again.
Spoilers for a 20-year-old show.
Yeah, I didn't say who. He does it with on purpose.
But no, as I said,
Yeah.
it's been out 20 years. You should have watched it.
Yeah, I love it.
A
There's
film.
lots of others, but films. It's a good question. I in general, I prefer series, so I haven't watched that many films, but there are a lot of films here and there that I might not remember.
Let me rephrase the question.
Got it.
Was there a time when you went to the cinema or the theatre?
Theatre.
And you specifically remember really enjoying the film you went to see?
I remember having to leave Finding Nemo because I was too scared.
Oh no!
I don't know. Wait, was it Finding Nemo? I can't remember. It might have been Shark Tale, actually.
Both do have animated sharks.
Yes, I can't remember which one.
Was there a section about a car wash?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I know which one that is, but I can't remember which one it was. It was a long time ago.
Awesome.
But the Harry Potter films.
Oh, brilliant!
I love the Harry Potter films. I remember going to watch. What was it? I think it was Half-Blood Prince. Yeah, Half-Blood Prince.
I remember I went to see Half-Blood Prince, and I went to see Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Yeah, I think I saw that one as well. Yeah, I went with my nan, sister. I think that was it. And I really loved the film. I love the films. My nan had them on DVD, and I've watched them with my sister and nan since I was a kid, pretty much. Yeah, always loved them. They were fun. I watch them every week, pretty much. Also, musicals. I watch lots of musicals like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and stuff like that.
You're just pulling out all the classics now.
Yeah. So that's some of my favourite films, I'd say.
I mean, really quick fire. Which
Bang.
Harry Potter film is the best?
Ooh. I love
And why is it Prisoner of Azkaban?
Pretty sure it's Prisoner of Azkaban. I like
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. That's the one with the time turner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favourite one.
And the first one was Sirius Black.
Yeah, I love that. I love the start of the movie as well, where Harry's like being a bad
Lumos Maximus.
Yeah, and stuff like that. It's hard. I can't remember them, but that well. But I really love that.
I mean, all of them are fantastic, but yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban, for me, definitely is my favourite.
I love all the time stuff. I love Buckbeak.
Buckbeak's been sentenced to death.
Spoil it.
No, it's for a probably 17-year-old film. I don't know.
Most people shouldn't be mad about hearing spoilers from, because everyone talks about it. Yeah, that's my favourite.
Brilliant picks, if I do say so myself. But on to the most important part. Let's talk about anime.
Yay!
So, what was it that sparked your interest in anime?
Yeah, that's a good question. My first anime was probably Pokemon, and it is for quite a few people because I watched it growing up on TV. But my first experience with anime is a few ones they showed English dubbed on TV, like Action Stations and CITV back in the day.
Right.
So it's probably Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dinosaur King,
Oh my goodness,
a couple others.
I loved
Dinosaur King is so.
I love Dinosaur King so much.
Yeah, I just sing that opening randomly sometimes, but I love those, but I didn't really watch or know what anime was or got into anime, which is Japanese cartoons made in Japan. FYI,
Yeah.
I didn't really know what they were until probably about high school, secondary school, when I don't know how I stumbled upon them. I think I saw a clip or something of this anime I thought was really cool. I checked out a few.
Did you see the clip just randomly surfing the web? Was it a creator that you watched was referencing something, or was it a friend told you to check it out?
It's really tough to think, actually. I literally have no idea, but I think I must have just saw a clip somewhere, or people at school. I know a few people at school talked about it. I'm not sure what year I started watching, but yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I think I just heard about anime in general, and then I searched up like best ecchi shows or something like that, and found one and watched it and really liked it. Something. I think that was sort of what I did back in the day. My first anime, I think, knowing this is anime, I'm gonna watch anime, was Ranma 1/2, which is a very old, like 90s. I think the manga was in the 80s. Yeah, which is really long, but I really loved.
What was the general premise of that?
So there's this guy Ranma. It's set in Japan, and him and his father were in China training as martial artists. But there's these hot springs with lots of different pools of water, and there's this Chinese man saying. They're going training, jumping up on these poles, fighting each other, training. And this Chinese man saying, "Be careful! You fall in a lake, you become cursed." Stuff like that.
Right.
With a thicker accent in the dub, and basically Ranma and his father fall in these pools, and everyone has a different curse of someone that drowned there long ago. So Ranma falls in one where a girl drowned in there, and his father falls in one that a panda drowned in. And from then on, Ranma turns between a man and a woman, and his father turns into himself and a panda.
Right.
And how it works is when they have cold water poured on them, they turn into the curse thing. So if Ranma's out walking and it starts raining, he turns into a woman. And if his father would turn into a panda, and if they get hot water poured on them, they would turn back. And he wants to cure himself because he doesn't want to be a girl.
It's a quest to get back to normal. Now,
yeah,
another thing, an opportune thing I heard you say there, which some people might know or might not know, is you said dub. Now, obviously, the dub stands for someone re-recording lines over something which was originally in another language. So what a lot of people do when they're new to anime is they will watch a show in dub. So it'll be characters and they'll be speaking in English or whatever language it is they have the dub for.
Exactly.
Whereas sub would have the original voice actors from Japan with the subtitles in English or whatever language.
Yeah.
What's better, dub or sub?
Well, I'm not, it's just my opinion. I'm not going to say it is better, but I believe sub's better for multiple reasons. I'll list a few. So the dub, for one thing, has to be synced up with the actual video, so it looks smooth. Otherwise, it's just like a bunch of speaking over something that doesn't work. You know what I mean? Like saying completely different things to what like sometimes the mouth is closed or open and they're talking or not talking, which is really what's the word? It's not immersive, you know.
Yeah, it
constantly can annoy you. Yeah. So there's that. So when it's in Japanese or whatever the original language is of the show, it syncs up better. There's also the fact that because of that, they sometimes change the dialogue to further fit their mouth, but changing the original transcript and stuff can make it worse. And they also have to change it from like cultural aspects of stuff to make stuff funny in English and stuff, which I can understand. But sometimes I feel like it's better to just explain the original joke or whatever it was than to change it and make it probably worse, in my opinion.
To throw a curveball at you,
Meow.
what would you say to people who say anime is just for kids, isn't it?
To them, I say there's a lot of anime in general isn't actually aimed at kids. It's usually teens or older. There are anime for kids, but there's not that many, and most people don't watch the anime for kids. And if you watch a few shows, which I could say, now definitely not for kids, or some of them you might not say are for anyone.
That is fair to say. That is fair to say. As you find out in a documentary I made myself many years ago. The difference
great
anime and cartoons.
A couple I could say are probably Elfen Lied. What was it called? School Days. That's a bit weird at the end.
Right.
Higurashi. Well, there's lots of. There's also a genre which is ecchi, which is like nudity fan service for like for comedy and fun, just general. Basically is what it means. And that usually people say it's not for kids.
If you were younger, you probably shouldn't be watching that.
Exactly. So saying anime is for kids when a lot of it isn't aimed at kids is just wrong, really. Sum it up.
Do you have a favourite anime?
Oh God.
And if you can't think of it, when someone would say, "What anime should I watch?" what is one or a few that jump straight to the front of your mind?
See, I think a few years ago I'd be able to say, "Oh yeah, that springs to mind." Back when I was just starting out. But now I just think of like, "Oh, that could be considered," or I think of that first. But I just think of so many.
I guess as
well.
well.
My head.
You also have to consider that individual because they will have different needs or wants or likes when it comes to the absolutely massive degree of genres within anime itself.
Exactly.
Whether you want slice of life, shonen, ecchi, whether it's
seinen, an isekai.
If you want actual straight up 18 plus, if someone wants to watch like extreme content with storyline in it, that is also available.
Yeah, there's a genre and weird story for everyone out there with anime. That's one of the things I like most about it. There's always something really cool you just love. I believe there's always an anime for someone. Unless people just don't like animated stuff in general. I think apart from that, there's an anime for everyone. Stop texting me. Sorry about that.
No, it's absolutely fine.
Like my friend Jake in college, he's always like trashing anime and stuff, but I know there's a few anime out there he'd like, and I think he's warmed around to it more, as well as K-pop. Going back to my favorite anime. We'll talk about that in a second. My favorite anime, I'd have to say it's between 2 and 3, but my favorite probably is One Piece.
Woo!
Hunter x Hunter, and Prison School. But there are loads of others I really like. I just don't consider them my favorite. So that have to be some of my favorites. What's your favorite anime?
My favorite anime? Now, I'm someone who I absolutely adore anime in the sense of I love the art style. I love firsthand from my research into how anime is made.
Yeah.
I know the absolutely painstaking effort and attention to detail.
They're miracle workers.
That they go to first of all animate the show and even if I'm saying it correctly, the mangakas.
Yeah, it's just mangaka.
Mangaka who create the
Hmm.
the illustrations and come up with the stories in the first place.
Yeah.
I would probably say my favorite anime is one called Gothic, which is about a school in a fictional country. It's essentially like a mix of Luxembourg, France, Belgium, and all of that during 1920s, and it's about a Japanese student who goes there to go to school because he's like the son of a Japanese general or something, and because he doesn't want to be a fighter, they send him to the school. And while he's at school, lots of interesting things happen. He meets a bunch of people, and he meets a girl called Victorique, and she's essentially something called a grey wolf. But without going into too much spoilers, she might have some sort of abilities. And essentially, they're like Sherlock Holmes and Watson, and it's the art style, the time period, the
Great
emotional
time period.
connection you have with the characters. By the time it gets to the end, I was in floods of tears.
Yeah, can do
Yeah.
that to you, anime. I cried in most anime I watched, and it kind of broke me. What was I going to say before that? After that,
Well, try and think of it in your mind. But as I say to all
Yeah.
the listeners, the top 3 that JD would recommend is One Piece, Hunter x Hunter, and although do your research on it beforehand because it might not be for you, Prison
Yeah.
School.
Yeah, Prison School is a bit of a weird one. It's a good and funny show, but it's
That's the thing.
you might not like.
You don't have to specifically like it. It depends like how the story captures you and draws you in.
It's basically a comedy weird show where these guys caught peeping and get put in prison at their school, basically. And it's quite fun. Yeah.
Onto something more personal again, away from anime and things and film and television. Let's talk about sport.
Sport.
Do you have any sports that you're interested in?
Yeah, sport's a weird one for me. Usually in the past, apart from I don't have to do any like paperwork, I didn't really enjoy sport that much, depending what it was. For example, I like playing dodgeball, mucking around with basketballs, badminton, those sort of ones. But when it comes to football and stuff like that, I never really got into it. Although I can enjoy playing FIFA and watching it sometimes, I never really liked playing it. I always felt really pressured, and didn't really know much about the game back in the day.
It would be it would be like a lesson of PE, and the teacher would say, "Okay, hands up for football, hands up for basketball," and it always which I wasn't complaining about, but looking back at other people who maybe weren't so inclined, might ask to switch it up a little bit and do hockey or something else.
They didn't really teach you about football or anything. You just sort of played it.
You just had a game, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't know many of the rules, and like they didn't. It was like being forced to play instead of learning and enjoying it. It just sort of felt forced, and everyone else puts loads of pressure on you and that sort of thing. And that's what I didn't really like about it. But other sports I really enjoyed, mostly.
Is there any sports teams that you support?
Not specifically. My dad supports Chelsea. I know you support Arsenal.
Yeah, I do.
Cody supports Man U. Brandon supports Brighton.
Yeah.
Seagulls. And I like Brighton in general, so I feel inclined to support them. But a proper Premier League team or something, I don't really support. But I can enjoy watching football, especially with friends and stuff. I think it can be really fun. Like in WWE and all sorts of stuff like that with friends is fun. Good time.
I mean, to throw a further curveball at you again, this is something that I would not consider sport in a physical sense, but sport in a mental sense.
Mm.
Let's talk about esports,
Woo, electronic sports.
or at least people who play games to a very high competitive level. Is
Mm.
there a gamer, a specific content creator who plays Smash or Counter-Strike, or is there a esports team or organization that you would say you support?
Well, that's a good question. There's quite a few I actually have liked over the years. With Counter Strike, I've been off and on for people, for different teams, but I've liked certain players, like people from Cloud9 in CS:GO's team, like Nothing, Stewie, or just everyone in there pretty much.
Stewie!
And I usually choose one side and just think who I like to win more.
Yeah.
But when Cloud9 won the major, and Skadoodle was getting all emotional, that was amazing. Man. I love that. It's such a good tournament, and
that was such a good roster as well.
Yeah,
that team.
Yeah, I loved Cloud9 then.
Do you have a favorite Smash player?
Yeah, there's a couple I really like, but I do like a lot of the top players in general. I like Zero. He used to be the best player in Smash 4, which is Smash for Wii U. And I didn't follow him at the time, but he stopped playing professionally and he's just a content creator now. And I really like enjoying and viewing his content. He sometimes was entering some tournaments and I always rooted for him, but he's just not really practicing and not really into tournaments anymore for a few personal reasons. But there's also another person I like, which is MK Leo. MK Leo. I always say it one way or the other. And he's the best player in Smash Ultimate. Plays Joker and other characters Cloud at the moment, I think.
Is he just an absolute beast?
He is a beast. I really love him as a person as well, from what I've seen of his streams and YouTube content. He has used a tag in tournament called Sulgi, who is one of the members of Red Velvet.
Okay, nice.
Which is a K-pop group I love. So that's one reason I love him. Two, he's a great player. He likes Red Velvet. He likes K-pop. He likes other groups I like. I'd marry MK Leo probably. Just kidding. But he's a cool guy.
I mean, if anything, that couldn't have been a better end to our talk on sports.
That's true.
That leads us sweetly into speaking about music.
Oh.
So, what would you say is your favourite genre of music?
I'd say K-pop. But K-pop is usually used as a word to summarize all Korean music.
Okay.
And that's what I use it as, really. Just in general, Korean stuff.
It's a generalization.
Yeah. Yeah, some people would say K-rock or other stuff. K R&B, K hip-hop and stuff. But I just generally say K-pop because it's easier.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. And yeah, I really like all genres that I listen to. Lots of different artists. Some of my favorite are Red Velvet, Dreamcatcher, Mamamoo, BTS, EXO, Monster X, Twice. There's just to name a few. Yeah, I like lots of different K-pop stuff, but I also like pretty much any other genre of music. Just certain songs of everything I really enjoy, whether it be like some rap stuff, some country stuff, pretty much stems everywhere, and like a bit of everything, honestly.
You like to keep your options open.
If it's a good song, I like it pretty much. Or even if it's not, I might.
What would you say got you into listening to K-pop? Because it's obviously it's extremely popular.
Yeah.
In many parts of the world, and probably very popular now in the UK, but maybe not as mainstream as it potentially could be. What got you into K-pop? Was there a creator who you watched who featured it at some point? or did you stumble across it by mistake and you just fell in love with it?
Yeah, I think my first, well, I suppose my first K-pop thing I ever saw was Gangnam Style.
Right.
Might have been for a lot of people. For most general people that don't still watch it now, but so after that I didn't really watch any of it or anything, just like Gangnam Style, etc. And then I believe it was my sister who introduced me. She was really into it, liked a lot of different groups, and showed me a couple songs, and I really liked the one she showed me. First one she showed me was Block B, Her, who I don't really listen to anymore. But that song and a couple of the other ones I'm really into. And yeah, she just showed me some and I really enjoyed them.
So it must be quite nice having a family member who's like very much into the same things you are, because you're both able to just chuck ideas backwards and forwards and pick up on new things, which is really nice. To give you a little bit of a challenge and to speak about music in a more broader sense,
Yeah.
let's say that you're stuck on a desert island. You have all the food and drink possible. You're not going to starve. You're not going to die. But you're stuck there. There's no escape. And your only possession is that of a humble record player. And you're allowed to choose 3 songs to take with you. What 3 songs are you picking? And I must preface this, that this is JD's recommendation to the listeners and viewers. If you haven't heard this song, pop it on.
So I'm sure one of them you would have heard of. So I'm going to talk about, say, 3 K-pop songs, in Korean songs in general, and then 3 general songs from everywhere else.
Okay, sure.
So I'll start with the K-pop ones. First one I'd say is Power Up by Red Velvet. It's a very summery vibe. It's sort of like loads of fruit and stuff in the video, and it's about powering up, energy, that sort of thing.
Motivated.
Yeah, and it gives me that deserted island vibe.
Obviously, as well, this desert island is beautifully sunny. It's Caribbean vibe to it. You got the sandy beaches and the clear water.
Sounds brilliant.
So that first song would be brilliant.
It's also my ringtone, as well. And it starts off by going ba banana ba ba banana ba banana.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I like it.
That's awesome.
That's my first one. My second one, I haven't thought about this one yet, but I might say something from a different group. I'd say Dreamcatcher, Deja Vu. So yeah, I really like that song. Another one would be really hard. I might have to choose another Red Velvet one, which is Rookie.
Well, it's your list.
Yeah. Rookie isn't one of their most popular songs. It's one of the least popular main tracks. But I really like it. It's one of my favorites, just because. And it's one of MK Leo really likes it as well, which I put in chat, and he's read. I was happy.
Awesome.
Which is cool. That's 3. So that's 3 K-pop ones. There's probably more, might be different ones, but it'll take a while to think about it.
What was the second one again?
Dreamcatcher, Deja Vu. Beautiful video. Actually, I'm not sure any of their songs probably, but they do some good covers of other artists as well. Like Havana.
So for anyone who hasn't listened to K-pop, or for anyone who has and hasn't heard those particular songs, give it a go. Why not?
I'd probably suggest some more mainstream ones that you're more likely to like straight away, but they're not mainstream. Red Velvet's more mainstream. Dreamcatcher and what was the other one I said? Well, Red Velvet. Yeah, Dreamcatcher's a bit less mainstream. They're not too big. Actually, I'm gonna add a 4th one, which is
controversial.
Mamamoo Hip. That's the first song I heard from them. haven't been into them for that long, but I love that song. Listen to it hundreds of times, multiple times a day, every day when I first heard it. Give it a go. So that'd be my K-pop ones.
And your 3 standard songs?
3 standard songs. Let's think. First one would be "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley.
Woohoo!
Because I've always loved Rick Astley. I do like him, but not all of his. I don't listen to all of his stuff, but I've always liked that song. I also like "Together Forever" by Rick Astley. It's another one you should check out. Yeah, I've always like joked around with the song, done like lip sync videos before they were cool, you know, that sort of thing.
And obviously, it's an iconic for the Rick Roll meme.
Exactly. Love it or hate it, Rick Roll is iconic. Yeah. I usually like getting Rick rolled because I can just have a little jam, do a little Rick Astley dance, you know.
Yeah.
So that'd be my first one. Second one, it's really hard.
Take all the time you need.
God. Right.
Which is code for hurry up.
Yeah. Okay then. Actually, it would probably be different if I looked through all my music and stuff. But
yeah, of course. This is just like you've literally been transported to this desert island out of nowhere. And these are the songs that you have to pick instantly. Yeah,
and I'd go with "Life on Mars" by David Bowie. I really like "Life on Mars."
Love that song.
I've heard multiple of his songs from the past and stuff, but I've watched a TV series called "Life on Mars." Don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
And that song plays in it, and it's the title of the show. And it had a sequel sort of thing called "Ashes to Ashes." And I don't know, I just really love that song. It's good. He's great, Dave. It's great. Great artist. Rest in peace. Yeah.
Hey.
And the final one. That's where we get tough. Let me look from my YouTube playlist quick.
But yeah, as I say, anyone who hasn't heard these songs, check them out.
Yeah, they're great stuff. I just thought of it, and it is Nickelback, "Rockstar." That's my third one. I love it. I want to listen to that. That was like one of the first songs I ever listened to as a kid.
Go through all the meme songs.
Yeah, I love that song.
Look at this graph.
Yeah. I haven't listened to many of their other songs.
Yeah, and that's fair enough. I mean, at the end of the day, as much of it as a meme, "Rockstar" is actually probably one of Nickelback's better songs.
Yeah, I just love it.
Especially in terms of like mainstream.
Yeah,
it's been everywhere.
Yeah, so that would be that. Yeah, so that would be my three normal songs. There's probably other ones I'd love to have, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Rick Astley, "Never Gonna Give You Up." David Bowie, "Life on Mars." With the caveat to that of, if we're talking about a TV show, David Bowie, "Ashes to Ashes" is also incredible.
Yeah, I love that as well.
And Nickelback, "Rockstar."
Yeah.
So that was music. We have achieved musical gratification. So
Yatta.
We're coming towards the end. Thank you so much, anyone who's listening. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for listening to my rambles.
You know, this is it's a brand new project for me, and I'm really passionate about it. I'm really proud of how it's going so far, and I'm honoured to have you as my second guest.
Thank you so much. I'm honoured to be your second guest. Woo-hoo! I mean, I don't think I stack up to Skyle. He's an amazing streamer guy. But thanks for having me nonetheless.
You're talking nonsense. You're just good.
We'll see.
Yeah, as we've said, what's in the future for you? What are your plans for your streaming career throughout the rest of the year?
So streaming wise, I've been a bit quiet lately. The lockdown, you'd think I'd want to stream more, but I felt less wanting to stream now it's been lockdown. I think that's because when I go to work each time, I get up early at a decent time, have a shower, generally I'm on top of things.
You're motivated for the day.
Yeah. I'm like, I want to get back and stream. But at the moment, with nothing to get up for, I get up in the afternoon and I'm a mess. Need to shave, need a haircut. God, it's getting so long. And I just don't feel as camera ready and stream ready or stream motivation as I would be. But I really want to start streaming again as soon as possible, more frequently. And I definitely will be having more of a schedule once I get back to work. So that's probably streaming wise what my plans are. But goal wise for streaming, I'd probably say 100 followers soon, and maybe 200 by the end of the year. I don't know how. I'm not really good at guessing stuff like that, but I'd like to say that.
As I say, anyone who is listening, twitch.tv/JDAnime.
Yeah,
won't regret it.
That's me. I hope not.
I mean, in terms of streaming, and you're talking about goals, do you have any collaborations planned with other streamers? Or if not, is there a dream collaboration that you wish to do?
Yeah, I don't have any planned at the moment. I mean, when Joe King Chub is streaming, I like to watch, like, be part of his stream or stream alongside him. And I suppose we do collaborate together when we play Smash and stuff. But he's been around mine for a streaming on my account with me in person, and I've done the same for him. So I'd like to do that again at some point once lockdown's even less and we can actually go in each other's houses and stuff.
Absolutely.
So that would be really great. But I heard about Brandon really wanted to stream with Joe at some point, and I'd love to be a part of that at some point as well. That'd be fun.
I'd love to see it.
I think it'd be a really, really fun time for all of us. Join forces for ultimate fun.
Like a Megazord.
Like a transformer.
So you close your eyes. You close your eyes.
Yeah.
It is the 10th of June, 2021.
Oh, blimey.
So you're saying
it does go quick.
By the end of 2020, you'd like 100 followers. By 2021, you're going to go for 200.
Yeah.
Or at least do your best
to. I think you can do it. I just need to be more consistent, which is my goal, I'd say. But I don't have a follower goal. Just consistent streaming, having a good time. That's a goal for me.
Yeah. So, I'm going to chuck a cheeky last question in. With your name being JDAnime, anime being predominantly Japanese animation,
mm-hmm.
Do you plan on ever visiting Japan?
I would love to. I've thought about it for years, and I think that it's more feasible, and I really want to do it either at the end of this year. I don't know when it's going to be possible, flight-wise and everything-wise, but as soon as possible, I want to go to Japan. I've been saving, and some of my friends want to go as well, and I think it'd be a brilliant time to go together. I really want to. I've watched lots of stuff on vloggers and stuff in Japan and general Japan stuff, and I'd really love to experience what Japan has to offer. Also, I'm slowly learning Japanese, so I think it would help my Japanese and be a good test of my Japanese at the point when I go.
Yeah. Whereabouts in Japan would you say you'd love to visit?
Everywhere.
Literally everywhere. Is there any specific tourist spot that you could point out?
Yeah, I would like to go all around the country. Hokkaido, Tokyo, everywhere up and down. But I really want to go to Tokyo and Akihabara, which is like the electronic anime nerd.
When you see pictures
LED.
of it, it's absolutely unreal. It looks amazing.
I really want to go there, buy some figures, buy some manga for the because manga's a pretty good way to start learning. You want to start learning, but practicing and trying to learn how to read it and stuff. And it'd be cool to own some physical Japanese copies of the some of my favorite manga.
I would love to just get a picture stood next to a giant Gundam.
Blimey. Yeah, there's also a One Piece exhibit
Okay.
in Japan, which I'd like to visit, which seems really cool. Something else I'd like to do is climb Mount Fuji. I think that'd be really cool.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were allowed to climb up it.
Yeah, it's really cool. I watched a video a while ago from abroad in Japan, climbing Mount Fuji. Did it in one go, and they watched the sunrise with a bunch of people.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing!
And I think that'd be amazing to go film and have a good time, all of us that can. Yeah, I'd like to do that as well. I don't know if everyone else is up for it, but you can also stop halfway and have a sleep if you rent a room, so that makes it a bit easier as well if you need it. Yeah, I'd love to do that.
That sounds like an awesome thing. I would also love to visit Japan one day, but we've welcomed JDAnime to our screens, and now it's time to say goodbye.
Oh, thanks so much for having me.
To cry, but as I say, we've spoken about you're streaming. We've spoken about yourself, about your early life, the sort of games, films, television, anime, sport, music, the future, Japan. Japan
is my future.
As I say, please check out JD. I'll be leaving all of the social media links. Twitch.tv/JDAnime. And
thanks very much.
Like you say, you were learning Japanese. Say goodbye. We'll say goodbye in Japanese.
Mata ne.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
거짓말